What's up, Gianluca? Turn this down a little. I'll just wait for some more people to filter in and then I'll get stuck into it. Let me grab a shortcut, like a link for the live stream, and then I'll post that in Discord and on X. Be right with you. Announcements at everyone. X or Twitter. Jay Cheddar. What's up, Jay Cheddar? 12 second, 1 minute, 35 second, 10 minute, 1 second. Ski is confusing, but the mofo play. I don't know what you mean, man. What's up, DC Woodworking? My dude. I'll tell you what, DC Woodworking, I've got something that I was looking at the other day and it made me think of you. It was, what's his name? I think it's Dusty Lumber. Have you heard of Dusty Lumber? He's this dude that builds stuff and his woodworking skills are like awesome. He's like you. Really good at, and his tools are really cool, and he does a lot of furniture building. Yeah, dude. Yeah, he's got awesome shop, and he does all this, like, let's see if I can go full screen on this. It's acting a bit weird, but anyway. He ends up, like, yeah, doing a lot of, I don't know what you call that, but it's like a table saw that has twice the thickness of a blade or something. I don't know. But yeah, just his precision, man, it's very impressive. And his joining and whatever. Very cool. I think the bed that he makes is, like, this is impressive, like all these big chocks, dowels that he puts in. Huge chunks of wood. Big bed frame. Very nice. Anyway, I'll get back on track. So Bitcoin, this is still the range we're in. Where was this? This was the last time that I streamed was the 16th of February. This is all the way back here when we first, I'm pretty sure my last stream, yeah, 16th of Feb, so it was somewhere in this vicinity, somewhere around here. And since then, we've established the top and we've established a low. Like fairly early on, we established this range and we've just been bouncing inside this range ever since. And right now, we're seeing if we can come up and get another test of the top side. The expectation that I was looking at, I was like, okay, because a lot of other analysts were looking at this, and that was the fact that Bitcoin appeared to be starting to roll over, and we were, approaching the bottom of the range, threatening to break down, which would have been good for a correction. If you were either in shorts or looking to buy and pick up crypto a bit cheaper, that could have been a nice move down. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen, because it still could happen, but at the moment, just the way that we've broken up out of this trend, so this is the most recent trend that I've noticed, is you've had a high here, a second touch there. Now it is only 2 data points there, and that we've since come up and broken through it. So if I go down on the time frame to the 15-minute chart, you can see we're working on some kind of small, like micro ascending triangle. Now these tend to break up if you look at the textbook play on something like that. These tend to break up. However, Bitcoin being Bitcoin, it's full of tricks and traps, so don't be surprised if you get that. And then, and then we meet back down to the range. Like, that could happen too. So this could be a big old fake move to get everyone bullish again and throwing more longs on the table. Just to see how the longs are tracking, by the way, there's this website called coinank.com. So if you go there, just coinank.com, you'll come to this page, and you can go, if you hover over the charts option up here, you can find the liquidation heat map, which is right here. Liquidity for many different, look at all these different coins, all these different pairs, lots of altcoins in there. But we'll look at the Bitcoin one at the moment. If it's gonna load for me, and I might go like the 3-day, hit refresh. Okay. I'll just wait for the connection to... Okay, it's there we go. The connection, what happened was, yeah, hit the side of the model. What happened was, because I tried to load that heat map up, it froze the stream up because it took up all the bandwidth. So I might try it through a different browser. We'll see if that gives us a better result. So coinank.com. That's better. Okay, I think this might work. Liquidation heat map. I just got to keep an eye on the bit rate. Alright, that's better. Yeah, it seems to be working now. I just had to bring it into a different browser. So Bitcoin, let's go to like the 2 week. We want 2 weeks of data on the table. So look how much yellow there is here. Let me just turn down this music a touch. So there's a lot of long liquidity that has since stepped in because people are no doubt riding longs in this current bounce that we're in. There is a little bit of short liquidity up the top side as well, but we've got a very... I would feel like there would be a big reason to come grab this. So this comes between about 50,500 all the way down to, if you want to get to the extreme point, like 49k. So 55 down to 49 is this big chunk of liquidity. That's long liquidity. So if they go to grab that, Yeah, exactly. It's a magnet. The market maker, or whoever's controlling the market to liquidate people, would like to see this as a reason to go down and grab all that liquidity. So there's a number of people that are still short. So there's still short liquidity up here. If you go out to a broader time frame, let's go. That was a week of candles. This is a 1 month perspective. So this is going from late January to right now, late February. That's a month. We've been up in our little range here for like over 8 days now, I think it's been. I'll find that out soon, but it's yeah, you can see there is all of this long liquidity now coming in as you get more of this color, like this yellow. This bright yellow is hot. And look at all this liquidity that still exists below 42k. So to liquidate all this, they would need to push price down below 42,000 to grab all of that. Is it worth it? Is it worth pushing price down and selling their Bitcoin just to come down here and liquidate $500 million worth of liquidity? Maybe so. You can see their liquidation leverage, $662 million. Up here it's more than that. It's like 700 million, almost $1 billion of liquidity just sitting below us. Up here it's not as, oh, there is a bright spot there. Look, $824 million of short liquidity sitting right there to come grab. So that gives Bitcoin a reason to come visit the highs as well. I think that's just the way I sort of interpret this chart. The highest time frame you can get, let's go to the 1 year. We'll see what kind of information we got there. And does it give any hints? Is there any like major spots of liquidity? Tell you what, down here below $26,000, there are longs that are still open on leverage. So well done to those people that picked up longs, you know, as Bitcoin erupted from the 25k support. Like, that's impressive. If you were able to get in and hold that long open, like, you're still golden. You're still good. It's very impressive. You can see holding shorts has just been, they've all just been cut all the way up. Like, no short has lived all of last year. All shorts have been either closed out or liquidated. So you can see that the longs obviously are still alive, like a lot of the longs. So they have not been cut. Alright, that's the heat map. Check that website out. I'm gonna copy the link to it and put it in the YouTube chat. Check that out. It's worth a look, I think. You can find other pairs, like let's have a look at Solana. So this is Solana's, this is 1 day's worth of candles. You can see, look at the push down here to grab $15.5 million of liquidity. Once they got that, they were happy with what they got, so they pushed it up. They reversed. Let's go to 3 days worth. Just zoom out a little. So yeah, they dipped into this mass down here. But you can see there's still a lot of short liquidity to go on the top side here. So maybe that's why, you know, Solana has a reason to continue going up. If I go out to the 1 month, there's still a very bright spot. Look at all this down here. Almost $100 million, which is big for an altcoin, right? $100 million worth of long liquidation sitting at around $92, just above. So that would be a retest of these two lows here. And that may give a reason for like another correction, but we'll track that. I'm going to see how that goes with Solana. All right. So this is the Solana chart. I'm just going to zoom out to the daily and show you something that I'm looking at that could be, it could be a thing. I don't know, we'll see. But what I've seen is that there is this trend line here. Like there's this, I'll just make it dotted. But I think what it looks like is, it sort of looks like a cup. So if you take this point and anchor it to that point, pull this down, you've got a cup. And the recent falling wedge that Solana's been in, you could suggest that that's the handle, or I'm suggesting that that is like the handle. Something like that. So if this plays out to like a textbook scenario, then we get the breakout, which we're sort of getting the start of. And if we come up, even just to come and visit the neckline of the cup and see if we're going to get that continuation, because a cup and handle is a continuation pattern. So that would be cool if Solana is able to pull that off. Excellent. So that's a play that hasn't happened yet. Something else that I've been tracking is Silly, which seems silly because it's, you know, it's just a random meme coin, but it has been descending ever since it came out onto Bybit. It's just been falling. Like we've just had, you know, a high, lower high, lower high, lower, 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 you know, it's just lower high after lower high. It's just running it into the ground. So this is very much like what Bonk did when it came out to the exchanges. It, you know, maybe the first week it had like a pump, but then ever since then you just had this on Bonk. I'm going to show you Bonk, by the way. Let's do a split screen. Let's put Bonk on the bottom, and we'll keep Silly on the top. Now, Bonk and Silly are both Solana meme coins or Solana altcoins. All right, now I'm just going to frame this up so they match to what I'm trying to suggest. Okay, something like this. Now the tokenomics behind these are similar, like quite similar. You've got an initial drop, and then there becomes this trend like this kind of thing. Let me just make it matched up as best I can. And then you've got a trend on the bottom side as well, somewhat. Not very clean, but it is there. It would have been nice to get some action, some activity off this, but look, it's not going to be perfect. But in essence, I think Silly is shaping up similar to what Bonk. I mean, though this is the daily chart for Bonk, this is only the 1 hour chart for Silly. So I'm going to see if there's any similarities if I go to the daily. Yeah, I mean, look, it's either way you want to cut it. I think it has the essence of what Bonk did in the early day. But check this out. As Bonk fell, eventually, you know, it found a point to go up and up and up and up and up, 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 up until it hit progress all the way up here. That's 20,000% up. Look, there's the wedge. There's the reaction. And I think with Silly, I'm not trying to promote it, but it's looking similar. Like it's, I think you could argue that this is a breakout on it. Falling wedge, bullish outcome, you know, break to the upside, got through the trend line, and now what does it do from here? Like it could do this, it could just come straight back down and then flatten out, just like Bonk kind of did, but we'll see. This has the potential to pump. It's a very small market cap, It's only, I think it's less than $25 million. It's probably more now. If I go to CoinMarketCap and look up Silly Dragon right there. Yeah, we've got a market cap of $24 million now. So it's ranked 762. So by no means is it a top altcoin at all. It's, oh, look at that, 27,800,000. So it's jumped up since the last time I looked at it. I think this is going to be a little background performer, to be honest. And I think there's potential for big growth. If this is only $27.8 million. Now this, let me just tell you a little bit about it before I go on. Silly Dragon, Solana ecosystem, introduced officially by Anatoly Yakovenko. Anatoly Yakovenko is a co-founder of Solana. He's a, you know, he ain't no small fry. He's a big deal. He's kind of a big deal, guys. He's this dude. He is the dude behind Solana, basically. And he launched this. He dressed up as a dragon at a conference and launched Silly Dragon. So I don't know what his plans are with it. I think maybe it's just for fun. But anyway, it's got a small market cap. It's like a shitcoin, basically. And look, it could make you some cash. It could bring in a nice rally. That's all I'm saying. All right. Next thing, what are we going to look at next? Someone said XRP. I'm going to have a quick look at that. Let's have a look at XRP. XRP, the big macro trend. We are working our way toward an apex. I'm pretty sure the blue line will break before the white line. That's my feeling. I think this is pretty good support traveling up. And this trend, I mean, it's very ugly. It's only got 3 points, arguably 2 points of contact. So it's a bit of a stretch to call this a trend line, but either way, I think, you know, maybe the ball gets rolling and we start getting another approach to $2 or even $1 soon, you know? That's kind of cool. So if you zoom down, let's actually look at that heat map for XRP, because they do have it. Let's go XRP. Let's go to the broadest time frame they'll give us, like a month. It's not heavy liquidity, but I would say there's more liquidity on the bottom side, which means more people are long at the moment than they are short. But I don't think there's a hard rule that just because there's liquidity to grab, that it has to go down there, you know? It just depends. We can go full screen, that's cool. But yeah, like, I don't know, there's no real major hints about... Look at this, see that bright spot right there? That was a bunch of short liquidity that got liquidated as XRP rallied up to, like, what was it, 58 cents or something like that? Pretty strong rally. And now it's kind of chopping backwards. I think the only reason it's been chopping backwards is because of Bitcoin. Bitcoin lately has done this, like, it's come down, and that's been tough for like the blue chips like XRP, Solana, even Ethereum. So with that in mind, yeah, this is pretty much where we're at. We're still in limbo. We haven't progressed up and we haven't progressed down. There's no progression yet. We're still chopping around in this box. We are not unfamiliar with that. We've done these before. We've been in a painful box before. This kinda had the start of what was a box, like something like this, but we had, you know, activity outside of it, like, you know, briefly. If you go back to my previous streams, you'd see me talking about this one that we were dealing with. But because of the ETF hype, we came out the top of it, and definitely came out the top on the release of the ETF. This is when it got approved, and then it went live. We actually got a push to 49,000. But then obviously there was the sell the news phase after the fact, and we came down and threatened to break down big time, but came back up into the box. And then not only came back into the box, but produced a bull pennant and broke out. And now we're up a whole nother tier. Like, who saw that coming so quickly after the ETF approval? You know? I think that's been good. It's been excellent. So this box, even though it feels like it's been forever, it hasn't been that long. Like, this one was a hell lot longer. A hell of a lot more longer. I mean, just go back. Like, you can see them. You can see them everywhere on Bitcoin. There was one here. Let me just hide these lines so that we can really see them. We'll do some box analysis. What lines do I have to hide here? Critical levels, key levels. Okay. They are everywhere. I mean, you could even say there's one here, which got flipped. So you got this, and then you got like a little one here as an SR flipped, and the support became resistance. And then eventually that box failed too and came down. It's probably a lot of little sub boxes through here. Like, this was definitely some kind of a range at the time. Up here, definitely there was one. Something like this. So you can just find these boundaries, right? All throughout the chart. And there is actually a way to trade these boxes. There's videos on how to do this. You find a range and you trade the departure of the range. So when price departs and moves to the next zone, that's where you can make money. So you could spend all day going through and finding historically where there's been range boxes. But this is the post. Was this one the yeah, this was the FTX crash. That became range bound too. And if you want to get real specific, there was a tight range that existed somewhere like that. Back here, another one. Range. You get the gist of it. Range, range, range. Bitcoin does spend a lot of time ranging rather than trending. This was cool. This, I mean, as choppy as it was and as long as it took, like, I mean, obviously this part was amazing. It happened very quick, but this was just progress to the upside. Chopping up. It's like an ascending channel. Staircase. That's another type of range. That was more of an ascending channel. So something like this. Like that. And if I get rid of the extensions, you can see it like that. Measured move up. Or like just an ascending channel. There's a few of them around, like there's one here too. Let me just check it. That one got a result pretty quick, which is cool. The big fat one over here. Look at this whole structure. Bear flag, right? Price crashed into it, bear flag. There was another one over here. Oops. 1 second. Something like that. Oh, we've got the daily, by the way. We just closed the daily candle. So I'm going to get rid of all these. Go back to analyzing the current price action. Let's go to the daily. Let's zoom in. We have a bullish engulfing candle, guys. The Saturday candle was a bullish engulfer. We've just started the Sunday candle. What is likely to be produced after a bullish engulfing? Probably a green day. You know, just judging by the behavior of bullish engulfing candles. Like, if not, a wick high. We could get a wick that goes up here, and maybe we get the rest of the day being like, you know, a red, somewhat red candle, you know. Hard to draw on that time frame, but anyway. Let's go down to 15-minute. It just depends on what this Sunday decides to do, whether we get some volume activity or whether we just continue to go chopping sideways, if not down, you know. I want to see what this produces. Hopefully it produces a break to the upside. It would be nice to see that. DC says, Rick, care to check out the chart I posted in charts on Discord? Alt chart, black off cycle. Yeah, I'll check it out. Let's have a look. Okay, so we got an accumulation schematic. Yeah, dude, 100%. I agree with this. Automatic reaction, selling climax, secondary test, which is higher at the first higher low, and then you've got phase B, secondary test, or support test, whatever you want to call it, in phase B. That goes down to there. I can't remember the acronym of LPS. Something point of supply or something. SOS is, I don't know, maybe someone can enlighten me with the acronyms, the Wyckoff acronyms. But yeah, I totally agree. Like, this has been a big accumulation. This is crypto total market cap. So this is the altcoin market. Okay. Yeah, man. 100%. I agree. I like that outlook. You know what I also like? Let me find it. It's on Twitter or X. Stock money lizards. They are a bit of a bull, like a moon boy channel, but they have a lot of optimistic TA. This is comparing the phases, so the different cycles rather. This was the earliest cycle that we could identify since the 2011 to 2013. You have a phase 1, which is a bear market, or an all-time high into the bear market. Phase 2 is like an accumulation, or like a recovery off the bear, and then phase 3 is like the bull phase, and then phase 4 is like where it finds the all-time high, tops out. and then the cycle repeats. So yeah, they're suggesting this was back in August of 2023 that we were down here. We're more like up here now. What else have we got going on? Any ideas? Digibyte. Okay. Ethereum. They've got a 2025 target of $10,000. Wow. What else we got? Bitcoin midterm outlook. Breakout through 48K resistance. Check. Pre-halving volatility and consolidation is ongoing, as we know. A new all-time high after halving pending, so we don't know about that yet. But it could happen. The Gaussian channel of altcoins has turned green. You know what that means. The ladder up is never without pullbacks, but we are in bullish Verthorium? Never seen that word before, but anyway. There's a lot of different channels out there. You can probably find a channel that's all bearish as well, but I think the bears have had a harder time lately compared to the bulls. So we're arguably still in this accumulation phase because we haven't come up to the previous all-time high yet. You get bear and then accumulation and then you get bull, which is where all the crazy gains happen in Bitcoin and altcoins, right? Right around the halving or after the halving is where the bull box is supposed to start. So that's exciting. I hope it happens. I hope that happens this time again. It's been the behavior. All right, so new day, new price action. Solana. Let's see if this theory can play out. I might save this as the cup and handle theory or idea or plan. Just go create a group. I'll just say cup and handle theory. Hide that. Now, another cool thing about Solana is the point at where it found support recently. And that is, if you start the trend from here, we'll call that A, and you go to all the way up to here, which is the furthest point since that starting point, and that's B, you have a Fibonacci retracement. So drawing up from A all the way to B, you get the 50% level. So that is where crypto, or Bitcoin, sorry, has found its bounce point, at least for now. If this decides to have another sell-off and come down, then we look at the golden pocket as a potential bounce spot, which is around that $92. You know, if we get a test down there, that would grab the liquidity that I was suggesting at around $90 to $92. Because as I showed you on that heat map, there is a bright spot. There's a lot of liquidations for longs sitting around that area. So could it move to that bot area? Yes. Still very much on the table. Yeah. That's pretty much it, guys. I didn't really have much more to say because, you know, Bitcoin hasn't given us a whole lot other than just further activity inside this range. The biggest takeaways were this trend line here and the breakout from that. So that's been a good start. I'm tracking a small time, which could fail, ascending triangle. It could fail down and come back down. But fingers crossed for another test of the highs here and then a breakout. And then maybe we see 52K again soon. But we will know by next stream how that panned out. Especially if I stream tomorrow or something, I should be able to capture what happens. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate your support. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Let me just see what you guys say in here. There's a finally capitulating. Who gave us guys? The wrench, yes. Can't spin it though. Right on. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks again. I will catch you on the next one. Have a good day. Have a good night.